This afternoon, Lauren said something, okay, that everybody clapped. But it was very profound, and I want to make sure it didn't go over everybody's head. And here's what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is when she started calling around to other businesses and asked them what were they doing to combat their products being sold massively on auction sites or resale websites, and the answer was, we're selling the product. But she said, yes, that's true, but they don't have our compensation plan. Now, what you need to understand is this. This war, and it has been a war, is over. This right now is just mopping it up. It's just mop-up operations right now. The war is over. It is over. But I think it's very important that each and every one of us stays vigilant, okay? So that these perpetrators, these hijackers, don't raise their heads again, because they'll be back. But this time, everybody's going to know what they look like, okay? So I want everybody to understand something, all right? It always has been that selling in a retail establishment, okay, selling to a massive reseller, selling to a sales or auction website such as Amazon, eBay, Yahoo, Shopee, Taobao, on and on and on, okay? Or in countries where Market America unfranchised owners are not authorized or licensed to sell direct to the end consumer is prohibited. It's been this way for 26 years. 26 years. And the reason it's been prohibited is to maintain a level playing field for all unfranchised owners, to not give people access to a market nobody else has access to. The second thing is to protect and maintain our competitive suggested retail price. Third is to protect our brand. And fourth is to protect our business. And what people need to understand is volume is not volume. We have a compensation plan. It is second to none. But it has a lot of unique features, okay, that need to be stable and need to work the way they were designed to work. Now, going forward, I think it's very important that everybody understands what a perpetrator, co-conspirator, hijack, what this looks like, okay? Because this is affecting each and every one of your businesses, every one of your businesses. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you how that happens. It's not about just somebody going to a website or being sold a product for less than suggested retail. It's not just about somebody can go to a website and buy the damn product for less than what you can pay for it, okay? It's about taking and basically rendering your business totally worthless. It's not about the price. It's what that does, and I'm going to show you how that works. Okay, because a lot of people think, well, I'm way up. It doesn't affect me. I don't feel it. Well, let me tell you something. You'll feel it. You'll feel it if we don't extinguish it. You will feel it, and I'm going to show you how. First thing, we're going to build a profile. These people, what they first need to do is they come in with 3 business development centers. 3 business development centers, and then what they have to do in order to perpetrate this scheme, what they have to do is they have to arrange a third-party ship-to address or location to basically provide shipping and handling and a collection point to get it to either the auction sites or get it to an unauthorized reseller, whether it be here or in another country that we're not licensed to do business with. That's the first thing in the logistic and the supply chain. Because these people are suppliers, that's all they are. They're suppliers, and they don't care one rat's behind about your business. I'm going to tell you that right now. And some of them don't even know how they're hurting the business, because they don't, but they will know now. The second thing is they have to have passive, controlled, fraudulent, or what we consider synthetic unfranchised owners so that they can do what? Sponsor them in, activate BDCs, okay, and then place the volume, the massive volume that they're going to order downline in order to generate what? Commissions, okay? Illegitimate, illicit, and fraudulent commissions, okay? Now, it's very simple. Look at this. All they have to do is this. They come in with 3. They get a fraudulent or fake or synthetic unfranchised owner here or passive right here. That's as far as they go. They don't have to grow anymore. Because what are they going to do? They're just going to place volume in these 4 centers and kick checks. But there's no growth. There's no growth. The other thing is this, okay? They don't have to do what? All they have to do is have the ability to provide significant large orders or a collection of orders that create a large amount of BV on a regular, frequent basis, such as what? Weekly, okay? And they just place the volume and just make sure that they are supplying the reseller or the auction site. Does everybody see this? Not much happening here, okay? Next thing they do, this is how it works. They've got it. They either use large orders or many small orders accumulating, okay, to basically hit the numbers that the what? That the reseller needs, because they've created demand and they need a supply, okay? Next thing, okay, they have to have the ability, access to downline UFO's back office. Why? Because when you place volume in fraudulent or passive BDCs, UFOs, what happens? They're not going in and satisfying the minimum activity requirements. So what happens is they have to have access to the back office to go in and make sure what? The sales receipts are created fraudulently. They got to make sure that the Form 1000 gets submitted, because guess what? It's not automatically being done because there's nothing going on in their shop.com site. Is everybody with me here? Okay? And making sure that they what? Submit the annual renewal. And the reason is because they don't want that volume to purge, okay, for themselves or people they've placed it under, because they want to keep them locked in. The other thing, here we go. So it's funny. It's not funny. It's actually sad. It's devastating. But what will happen is now they have to have the same password, a UFM in the UFMS back office, or they have to have the passwords of the downline Rolodex. Okay, in our discovery and investigation, we found a place where there was 37 passwords in one line of sponsorship was all the same. Okay, 37. They're coincidence. Okay, more commissions. They also need more commissions. They need more commissions. Okay, they need more commissions from the reentry of business development centers, or assumed operation of individuals that were going to quit the business, and basically we're going to lease their business when they go away, just to keep it up, because they need BDCs to generate commissions. Why? Because they need money to capitalize and fund the scheme so that they can end up, if need be, be able to buy product, and sell the product for less than what you can buy it for from Greensboro. Because whoever has the lowest price on the internet wins. You with me? So it's about rubbing everybody else out, and then they are left with all the thing, and then they can just start to raise and they can control it. And if need be, they have the capital from basically fraudulent BDCs that they acquired. Okay? Now, and what do? Here you go. Okay? How do you get re-entries? Pretty damn quick. I'm going to show you how. What happens is they get to 5 and 5 in the 1, they come down here, open up the 4. They get to 5 and 5 in the 2, they come down here, open up the 5. They get to 5 and 5 in the 3, come in the 6, and they can keep this going. And quickly, watch this. Okay? Oh, and here's one. Here's somebody who's going to get out of the business, so they basically cut a deal and say, look, I'll pay you something every single month, and I'll acquire 3 more business development centers, and just do what? Create commissions on those BDCs, and now I have capital to fund the scheme. Okay? All right. Here's what's in it for the perpetrators. Co-conspirators. One, creation of illegitimate, fraudulent commissions, okay, by strategically placing unencumbered volume. Unencumbered, what is that? That means it's volume that is not tied to a customer, an ultimate end consumer, in a timely manner. We know people that have iTransact accounts, they have inventory, don't they? They have inventory. And they may order inventory once a month, once every 6 weeks, and it's not tied immediately. But they know what their customer base is, and they're going to sell it. You still with me? What we're talking about is unencumbered volume, that there's never any documentation that the product was sold to the end consumer. Okay? So they have to have that. Now, you can't see these numbers, but I'm going to get, if at least back there. But these are numbers. These are real numbers. Okay? This number here, this is on this date, 8/11, 2,553 BV order. 8/11, same week, 2,500 BV order. Same week, 2,428. Same week, 1,255, 1,256, 12. Is everybody? These are not, yeah, exactly. You see what I mean? You see how quick the re-entries are created? If you know the plan, you see how it's going. You get a 4, you can get a 004 in 2 weeks. And then 05, 06, 07, I mean, it's just nonstop. Here's the thing, they don't have to do what? They don't have to build an organization any further than just what? Sponsoring 4 fraudulent people. They definitely don't have to build a customer base of 10 to 15, okay? And not that they could, because they couldn't do what? All they can do is direct them to their site, because nobody's buying products except from that site for less. Nobody else can buy it. Okay? So you don't have to do that. Next thing, you can rapidly create the additional BDCs for future commissions by manipulating the reentry process, which I basically already described earlier. Just quickly, at 2,500 BV, some of these are 4 orders of 2,500 BV in the same week. I don't know about you, but I don't have a customer base that supports that. And I got a pretty good customer base. Okay? Create a perception. Here's the other thing they do. They use this to create a perception that they have a highly successful, rapidly advancing team to attract other UFOs prospects at UBPs away from them. Or they get people in other lines of sponsorship to want to jump ship and go to their line by getting a mother, brother, family member, whatever, sign up in an alter ego. Is everybody with me? Okay? So it's basically they use it to proselytize, okay, other people's people, cross-group sponsoring. Okay? And this is how it works. They place volume down the left and right of key people to create the perception that their team is hitting pin level and rapidly. Why? Because then everybody wants to be on the winning team. Okay, the prices are being driven lower and lower. Prices get driven lower and lower as more violating UFOs use auction sites and resellers to beat the system. Does everybody see that? All of a sudden, competition starts. Competition sometimes in the same line of sponsorship, sometimes cross-line, but what it is as the competition goes, the price just keeps going lower and lower and lower. It's really simple, okay? Difficulty in selling products at SRP for a profit, okay? This is the foundation of the business. When you can't build a customer base, your people can't build a customer base, they're going to get frustrated, okay? Difficulty in keeping and repeat customers. People will happen. They get a customer base, 4 or 5 people, and then they lose them. Okay? All of a sudden, they've had them a customer for 3, 4, 5 months. Next thing you know, they disappear. Where'd they go? You inquire what happened. Well, I found it for cheap. Cheaper price. Where? On the internet. On the internet. So pretty soon, you can't build a customer base of 4 to 8, 10 to 15, whatever it is, because and you just get frustrated. You get 2, you lose 3. Yeah. So pretty soon, people are going to quit investing their time, energy, and effort in building the business. Then it also affects what? Here's what happens. It also affects what? Recruiting, doesn't it? Because let me tell you what, I'm not going to introduce and share the business with people that I can't even build the most fundamental aspect of the business is building a customer base. Using the product, selling the product, customer base, because I don't want to introduce this business to somebody that's not going to be able to do the basic step 2 in the UBP. And here's what happens. Can't keep repeat customers. Why? You got the auction site over here, and you got all these customers, all of a sudden they start going, and that's where they go. Lost customers to the reseller site. Frustrating, demotivating. UFOs across every line of sponsorship. Not just the line locally, but every line. Every line. Do you realize people are buying? People are buying on auction sites that ship. They were getting the product from their next door neighbor, but they still buy from auction sites because they can get it for less. Get it for less. It's destroying the local business, even though they buy it from someplace else 10,000 miles away. People say, why would anybody order anything from a site that was 10,000 miles away? Because the product never left the damn country. It actually is across the street. Because 80% of it went out of the country, 20% did what? It stayed in the country so that all they had to do is send the order 10,000 miles away electronically to right across the street, and guess what? They just fulfill it from that inventory. And it just frustrates and demotivates everybody. Why? Because everybody's losing customers. Okay? And then here's what happens. Across every line of sponsorship, a lot of people say, oh, well, it's just no, it's not just a customer. It's the entire business. Because here's what happens. You see what happens? They all go away. They could less and less time invested in using the product, selling the product, and selling the business. And pretty soon, somebody's whole leg rolls up. Anybody ever had somebody's whole leg had to deal with a business partner whose whole leg it was doing 3,000, 4,000 BV a week, all of a sudden rolls up to 0? Man, that is tough times at Ridgemont High. You know what I mean? Trying to keep that people in for another round. Another round. It's significant. Because guess what? Once they lose one leg, then they just quit. They don't quit, they just fade away. They fade away. They fade away. You see, the thing is, here's the deal. They knew in the beginning. You've seen JR with the pump, am I right? But here's the deal. They pump, and they finally get that water going. They got that pump prime, and it's generating, it's producing, everything like that. Guess what? You lose the prime because the leg rolled up. Now, all of a sudden, they're not so quick to go in there. All they know is what? They know all I got to do is get and start priming again. The difficulty is this. The first time, they didn't know how many pumps it was going to take. The second time, they know. Big difference. Am I right? You know I'm right. Okay? And so they left. So we get decrease in sponsoring, decrease in retailing. Basically, they hijack and they wipe your business out. The crime is being perpetrated upon you. Upon you. You need to be vigilant. You need to know what you're looking for, because the war is over, but we cannot afford for the ugly head of the snake to be risen again. It's to be dead and over with. And here, maybe more than anything, and this is the thing that really, really is upsetting to me. What about the people that build it right? What about the people that built it the right way and they succeed and they come up here? It is going to taint and it's going to minimize all the real energy, effort they put forward and the recognition that they justly deserve. Because people are going to sit out there and saying, I wonder if they did it the right way. They must have cheated. And it takes all of that away. It takes all of that away. You've heard Frank tell a story about Andy Webb. You know? He said, well, why don't you just do something for him? Why don't you just do something for him, Frank? Frank says, I can't. Because when he hits it, I want him to realize that he did it. He did it. And that's really what it's all about. But what this does, it taints it. It taints it so that everybody's jaded, everybody thinks the wrong thing. And that may be even the biggest crime that gets perpetrated on all of us. So I'm here to tell you right now, okay, you know what to look for. You know what to look for, and it's your job. It's your business. It's your business. So you need to be vigilant. And if you see one of these things, see something, say something. Okay? Don't turn it over the responsibility to somebody else. It's yours. It's yours. It's your responsibility. Leadership needs to take responsibility. This stuff of, let me tell you what, in the very beginning, if J.R. and Dennis put 2,500 BV in my 002, I'd be asking questions. You with me? I would be asking questions like, what are you doing? How do you build that customer base? Because I want to pass it on to my people. I want to make sure my people are taught that. Okay? But see, that's why they want fraudulent, passive, unfranchised owners, because active unfranchised owners actively trying to do the business right way based on how they've been taught in our GMTSS, they can't place that order with them because guess what? They're going to ask questions. They can't, they prey upon our ignorance. They want to keep us ignorant so we can be used as pawns. So I'm telling you right now, number one, stay out of everybody's back office. You don't belong there. Number two, don't be shipping product you don't have a market to a damn address somebody just told you to send it to. Because that is an idea right there. That's what they're doing. They're using you. And it may be innocent, but let me tell you what, it's like fishing with a net. When we fish with a net, we catch a hell of a lot of fish we were after. But we're also going to catch fish we wish we didn't catch. But we can't help it because this is war. This is war. God bless you. God bless Mark and Matt.